Welcome to BK Academy of Chess.
The Kingston Defense, also known as the Franco-Dutch Defence, is characterized by the moves e4, e6, d4, f5, as in the Staunton Gambit declined with d4, f5, e4, e6.
The idea behind f5 is to challenge white's center, and to avoid committing the queenside bishop. The Kingston Defense shares some similarities with the French and Dutch, for which it's also known as the Franco-Dutch Defence. The game quickly comes to a crossroads on move 3. This video will take a look at when white releases the tension by exchanging or pushing its e-pawn.
A typical sequence, when white pushes the e-pawn to e5, runs e5, knight e7, knight f3, c5. Now, if white plays c3, then black responds with knight bc6, and if d takes c5, then knight g6.
With black having more space on the queen side, with plans to fianchetto his queen bishop to bear down on white's king side and to keep an eye on d5. And also black's rook will contest the c-file. With the center almost blocked, black may decide to put his king on e7 or f7, creating the opportunity for a kingside pawn storm.
When white exchanges on f5, the game frequently leads to the critical line in the exchange variation with e takes f5, e takes f5, bishop d3, knight c6.
After which knight f3 preserves some positional advantage, whereas bishop takes f5 leads to the very sharp queen f6, causing a rapid clearance of the center. Black could prepare to push d5 to prevent bishop c4, which would make it difficult for black to castle kingside. However, this creates halls on e5 and e6, which could be dangerous if taken advantage by a knight. Black's principal counterplay exists in moving his king knight to e4, which can be supported by maneuvering the queen knight to f6, and, if permitted, launching a pawn storm with g5. If white kicks the knight on e4 with f3, it is usually best to retreat the knight to d6. Black can quickly castle kingside, but white has a simple plan in playing c4 and queen b3, placing pressure on the a2-g8 diagonal, and to take advantage of black's slow development on the queen side.
An interesting and aggressive alternative for black in the exchange variation runs e takes f5. Instead of recapturing the pawn, black continues to develop with knight f6, f takes e6, bishop d6.
The lead in development may not be enough compensation for the sacrificial 2 pawns. However, this line alleviates most of black's problems with recapturing the f-pawn.
And there you have it, the Kingston Defense.
Thanks for tuning into BK Academy of Chess, where together we build, and over the board we even the score.